Welcome back to Saturday Night Showdown, brought to you by Lucas, trusted for over 140 years. We've just had a segment play, three former Panthers, current Panthers, apologies, talking about the impact of Matthew Myers. And now we turn to a former and somewhat legendary in his own right Panther, David Clarke. David, we've heard the boys talking about Matthew. You were down on the ice presenting him his jersey. What an impact he made.
Yeah, Matthew's a terrific player, terrific person. I'm sure, as you heard from those messages from the boys, beautiful wife in Nairi, and yeah, a few nicknames we managed to give him over the years. But yeah, unbelievable servant for us here in Nottingham. Got a lot of special memories playing alongside him over those years, and obviously he's gone back to Cardiff and continued that winning tradition. So huge career, it's not over, and I'm sure there's a lot more success to come.
No, now we heard the players calling him like cowbell and talking about how you had to watch out for your knees when he was around, according to Guy. But to become the most decorated player in the IHL history, it speaks to him as a very, very good ice hockey player in his own right.
Absolutely, and I said earlier in the week, he's one of the most unrecognised, unsung heroes, I guess. He does the things which a lot of people don't want to do out there. He sacrifices his body. He can be offensive. He usually plays in a defensive role, big face-offs, block shots, gets underneath opponents' skin, and he's tough to play against. And I know that from playing against him. He's the best centreman you want on your side. You just have to be aware when he's coming. But yeah, playing with him, we always had a lot of success. Always knew when he went into the corners, he always didn't want you anywhere around for two reasons. One, he's pretty confident he'd come out with a puck and he'd find you. And the second one, he didn't want to injure you either being in there. But yeah, he's a great career, and it's great that it's still continuing.
Now, you talked about success. If you're watching from home and you don't know about the Nottingham Panthers history, David, you retired last season, but it wasn't just yourself that retired. Your jersey number was retired also, and you sit on the banner down there, joining the likes of Rippingale, Webber, Haddon, Nielsen. It must have been a wonderful moment for yourself.
Amazing, huge honour. When I first arrived in Nottingham, it was all about kind of cementing ice time and contributing to team success. And yeah, obviously over the years you grow and you become a part of the club, and you have a lot of success and you meet a lot of great people. And yeah, so fortunate for the career I had here. Coaches I played with, teammates, fans were always amazing to me, and yeah, to be up on that banner, I guess, alongside so many great people is a massive privilege.
Now, we did an interview when you left. You were talking about how it was going to be so hard to leave this sport behind. Your first year without hockey in maybe 15 years or something ridiculous like that, much longer maybe. How hard has it been to leave the sport behind, at least on the playing perspective? Yeah,
I always knew leaving something you love doing day in, day out was always going to be super, super tough. But you also have to be realistic and know it's never going to last forever. And I think I timed it pretty good. I had a good opportunity in another environment and corporate world, I guess you would call it, and it always intrigued me how I could do in that. So yeah, it's been good. I've enjoyed it. It's been challenging, and I think I've grown in that side of the working world. But yeah, I think in terms of missing it, I definitely didn't miss it over Christmas. It was my first Christmas in 20 years, and it was amazing just to be at home with a family and not be thinking about that second portion of Christmas turkey on Christmas Day because you're playing the next day. So I really enjoyed Christmas. But yeah, when kind of after Christmas, obviously the Panthers have been struggling a bit, which I hate to see personally, and you start thinking about things, start following it a bit more closely, and wanting to kind of turn the corner. So yeah, probably maybe the last 3-4 weeks you kind of started. It's that time of year where the year starts and you're on a downward run, I guess, in a hockey season. So yeah, I started kind of having a few twitches, but I got to stay strong, and I continue to enjoy it from afar.
Well, you're not totally removed, because obviously we've had David Clarke, the hockey player, we've had David Clarke, the hockey captain, we've had David Clarke, the hockey assistant coach. Now we've got David Clarke, hockey dad. You've got Morgan, who was at the under-20s tournament just the other week in Estonia. What's it been like following his career and like getting to actually pay attention to his games now?
Yeah, it's great, and that was a big reason too. You miss a lot when you play at the weekends when he was playing, and fortunate to have an unbelievable father that would fill in for me and clock up the tarmac miles when I was playing. And yeah, a big thing for me this year was obviously to go and watch him play out in Estonia with the national team. Last year I got a couple of games in, but it was a full day to Scotland and back, and yeah, not a great day after, that was for sure. So yeah, it was nice just going out there and just being dad in the stands, and now I realise why my dad enjoyed taking him everywhere, because you get to have a few beers. So yeah, it was good. It was good fun. Shame he got injured against Estonia, but you know, it's just nice to see him and a lot of other kids that I get to work with in the summers as well grow into young men and start to make some good strides in the sport.
Now, we obviously brought you here for the Matthew Myers jersey presentation, but it's also a fairly special occasion for the club as a whole. Saturday Night Showdown, brought to you by Lucas, the first time the Panthers are live, free, global on YouTube. It's quite a cool achievement for the Panthers to be the first kind of pro club in UK hockey to achieve that.
Absolutely, and speaking to you on the way up in a lift, it's great that you're testing, pushing new boundaries. I think for the sport to continue to grow, people have got to take a few risks, and you know, credit to the Panthers, yourself, the organisation for taking a gamble. I'm sure everyone's enjoying it. It seems to be going down well, hopefully, and you know, fingers crossed this continues.
All right, well, thank you for joining us, David. We're going to let you carry on watching the rest of the game when we come back to it. We've got about 13 more minutes before we get back to some ice hockey. Now, one thing in UK ice hockey is a high turnover of players, and every year the Panthers Nation has to get to know their new heroes. So we thought over the summer that it might be fun for the Panthers Nation to get to know the new players while they got to know one another. And so we debuted a little thing we like to call player versus player, and we're going to show you a few of those clips right now. Thank you again, David.
Thanks, Kai.